5, 4, 3, 2, 1, watch me.
Good evening and welcome to the Rebirth on Philly James 95.3 FM. Happy New Year, everybody. You're listening to the Rebirth with Shea and Eli. What up, B?
What up, boo? How you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Welcome back.
Hey, 2023, we on your ass like back pockets, baby. What's good out there, Rebirth family? Philly James 95.3. We in the building, y'all.
We missed y'all.
Did y'all miss us? Be honest. Just tune in. We don't even care if you being honest or not. Just tune in. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
That's right, y'all. Come on, like, share the page. Join us. We have a great topic tonight, so make sure you tune in. We have an amazing show, and we are so happy to be back on air.
Yes.
Make sure you guys tune in every Monday night at 7 p.m. here at the Rebirth on Philly Jams 95.3 FM. How'd y'all like that new intro? Shout out to Tasha LaQueen. She hooked us up.
She killed that. Tasha LaQueen, that was amazing. Can I just say that every picture of me was my fattest picture? Good looking out.
It was not.
Good looking out, Tosh. I appreciate that. My most rotund photo. Tosh got him up there. Thank you, Tosh.
So how was the break? How did you enjoy your break?
Oh man, Shay, I did a lot.
Okay.
And I did nothing, all at the same time.
Okay.
So let me tell you the one thing I did. You can relate to this. I know you can relate to this.
Okay.
I started and ended my movie career. It crashed and burned like a Boeing 747.
Ooh, the shade.
And when the people came to put out the fire, you know what was in the hoses? It wasn't water. It was more gas. They burnt it down. I just want to say that I was, something that.
It's all good. What I tell you, what God has for us, it is for us.
Yes.
So sometimes things happen that we may not understand, but later on we realize that wasn't what we were supposed to be doing.
All right, God's plan. I'm gonna believe Drake when he said that's God's plan. All right. But yeah, very relaxing, man. It was great to just have some time off from work too.
Yes.
And I worked out. I rode my exercise bike every day, my Peloton. I ain't gonna call it no Peloton because I can't afford that one. I got my own. It costs like $600 less. But I've been on that thing and I was getting my workout on. And I had this lady tell me, let me tell you what this lady said to me. She said, I told her I've been working out. She said, oh my gosh, she said, that's good because you if you lose 10 more, if your face was a little bit slimmer, you'll be a dime. And I was like,
oh wow, that was rude.
Yeah. And I said, if your face was a little less round, you wouldn't look like a buffarilla. So we both have an understanding here. That's a combination of a buffalo and a gorilla. If you combine them together, you had that lady. Ma'am, don't do that. Don't come for me.
We in 2023. I thought we were turning over new leaves.
Or
did that happen in 2022?
That was last year.
Oh, okay.
Like right before the new year, right before the ball dropped.
Okay.
But you can't say that to me, Shay. Come on now. Am I
Okay.
supposed to eat that and going about my day?
No.
My wife said I'm fine anyway. So
well, that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Shout out to all the buffarillos out there. Tune in. As y'all graze the land, tune in to the Rebirth.
Anyway.
All right, go ahead, Shay.
We actually have been doing a lot behind the scenes during this break. We have redid our website. Shout out to Iman Faith from Womanesta. I can always mess up her brand. She's going to kill me. But shout out to Iman Faith. Iman Faith. She actually designed the website, and she did an amazing job on it. So make sure you go to rebirthu.com and check out all the amazing things that are happening. We're actually going to be doing our Rebirth Live 3. The ticket sales will be available on that site coming up in the next few weeks. So again, welcome to the Rebirth.
How was your break?
My break was good. I was busy.
Yeah. Anything exciting happened that we need to know about?
My son turned 18.
Wow.
Yeah, he turned 18 on January 2nd.
How do you feel about that? Have an 18-year-old with a deep voice.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited because he's an amazing young man.
That is true.
But I also feel sad too.
Yeah.
Because it just happens so fast. I mean, listen, if you got little ones, don't take that time for granted because it goes by so quick. So make sure you just, you cherish that time with them.
Right.
Because it moves so quick. And then my youngest, 16, he graduates next year.
Jeez. Back to back.
That's going to be it. Yeah.
Whew. 2 kids in college at the same time.
I know.
Got that cheddar, don't you?
Listen, that's why I'm trying to work on these extra streams of income.
If they was my kids, one of them would be at a Votech at Lincoln Tech. One could go to a university. Y'all figure out which way you want to do.
Yeah.
One can go to a university. One got to go to Lincoln Tech. Got to get that trade.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, that's a lot at one time.
But that was pretty much the biggest thing. My son turning 18, and of course, like rebranding, Rebirth, and all of the great things we have going on for that. And I'm excited about that. But we're gonna get right into the show.
Yes, let's do it.
So we have the Black History moments.
Yes, we're gonna. As you know, last year we started doing Black History Month, doing a Black History fact every Monday for the month of February. I can't even get my words together. I'm so excited. And Shea and I thought that it just made sense to also highlight someone every week. So every week we're on the air, we're going to be giving you a little known Black History fact. Tonight, I want to talk about somebody who was born close to this place where we are now, Miss Ethel Waters. Miss Ethel Waters was born in November 31st, 1896 in Chester, Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
She was largely credited with being the first African-American to ever be on network television. She's known for dreaming. She's known for singing jazz and swing music on Broadway back in the day. So I thought it would be nice to highlight Miss Ethel Waters from Chester, Pennsylvania. First black woman on network TV. There'll be a quiz at the end of this, ladies. So I hope you taking notes. All right, Shay.
So without further ado, we are going to introduce our guest tonight. Very excited about our guest that's coming on because we have formed a partnership with... See what happens when you take a break? We have formed a partnership with them, and it has been an amazing journey so far. So please welcome to the Rebirth, Mr. and Mrs. Greg and Rhonda McGhee.
Thank you for the intro. Happy New Year, everyone.
Welcome to the
What's
show.
up, y'all?
Yes,
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We finally got y'all on.
Yeah, I know. You know, it's perfect timing.
It is.
2023, new.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We're new, we're here.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Off the top.
Yes.
And Greg, did your voice get deeper when you got on the mic?
I don't know what's going
I
on.
feel like Greg trying to go lower than me. I'm going to have to go Barry White on it. Greg, you better stop. No one's going to go lower than me on this show.
Show him up, Greg. Show him up. So we are definitely excited to have you guys. And we have an amazing topic tonight. We're going to be talking about, can being in business with your spouse challenge your marriage? So, yeah, it's going to be juicy, guys. So get your questions ready. And make sure that, you hit us in the comment box, and you can definitely speak to them live, or you can give us a call at 267-908-3166. Again, that's 267-908-3166. Call us up. Let us know what you think. Before we get into our interview tonight, we're going to do our segment that we call Right Here, Right Now.
All right. That was awesome, Tosh. We finally got it right, didn't we? After 1 million chances. All right. Hey, y'all, listen, tonight's Right Here, Right Now segment, I want to really talk about, and Shay and I introduced our guests first. As you know, we normally do this in the beginning, but I wanted to definitely get their opinion on this particular topic I'm about to bring up. So my child attends a local high school in the area. The high school is about 98%, not us, so to speak. And one of the kids there made a TikTok video, and she used the N-word several times during the video. So it caused a little bit of an uproar. And so my question, or I want to get everybody's opinion around the table, is if we are marketing this music and this word to young consumers, people who actually love the music and buy the music, and we capitalize off the music, and they are utilizing that word in the midst of the song, Can we be mad? Are we like what's the struggle here? Which one are we picking? Are we like, okay, well, we're capitalizing off of this, but you're not allowed to say it. So what are we doing? Is the N word, if you are rapping a lyric in a song and you are of any other race than African American, what's the deal? What's the parameters with the N word? Any thoughts, y'all? What would you say?
Well, for me personally, I just don't think anyone should be using the word. I don't use it. I have 2 sons. I'll teach them not to use it, and so on. But in this instance, I think it'd be a good opportunity for the school to educate the history of the word, in order to, I don't think the young individual should be in trouble, so to speak, but I think they should be educated on where it came from and why we should not be using that word.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good answer. What about you, Rhonda?
Yes, that is a good answer. I agree. Taking that moment, taking that time to actually educate and give the history as to why we shouldn't be using that word. Me personally, I think it's uncomfortable to even use it amongst ourselves. I guess it needs to get to a point where we make a decision like, okay, are we going to stop using it?
Right.
Rather in the house or out the house, and but definitely just being mindful of not using the word period, and just taking those instances and being able to turn it around and educate.
Right. Yeah, this has happened a few times because I had a principal that I'm friends with reached out to me about a school down southern Delaware, Cape and Lupin High School, where an incident happened where it was a group of kids and, somebody used the N-word out loud and, the black kids were offended, but they felt that they shouldn't have been offended because they were all friends and they used it around each other. So it was like really hard, a decision as to what the school was going to do about it. And they actually asked me for my opinion in regards to that. So I think, agreeing with Rhonda and Greg, it's a good way to educate, but they know better. They know better. I just think that they just do it because they feel that they can just do it because it's in a song.
Right.
So
playing devil's advocate, because I've seen some people call a white person, a black person, somebody they're really, really cool with, oh, Josh, that's my N-word. White as snow, right? And so Josh feels a part of this community, a part of this culture, and he feels really cool that you refer to him as your N-word. So can we, again, I'm saying, so can Josh now say, yeah, you my N-word too?
Right.
Like, what are we doing? So I think we have to figure out if we're going to either keep it or do away with it. And I don't see us doing away with it as a whole. But can we be mad about that is my question. I don't know. That's where the confusion is. And I think it's probably confusing for some white people, especially young white people. You know that you shouldn't say this, but I'm cool with all the sisters. I'm cool with all the brothers. And they say it around me and they say it to me. Like, it's comfortable.
I think it's going to boil down to, the community, the group of friends that you have, just really having those type of transparent conversations.
Yeah.
We listen to the same music, hip hop, we love it, but listen, when it comes down to N-word, that's off guard because it's offensive when it comes out your mouth. And maybe that open dialogue, and maybe we should have maybe that should be a discussion in the schools where the kids can actually sit down and talk amongst each other as to why they cannot say that, even though they're friends and they're listening to the same music, but when it comes out of their mouth, it's offensive.
My question would be, why do you want to say it? It's kind of like the forbidden fruit. It's kind of like back in the day with black men wanting white women. It was something that you knew you shouldn't have, but you craved it. You wanted it. So I'm looking at the N-word sort of as, the white woman for the black man back in the day when you shouldn't be doing this, but I got me one. Like, why do you know it's not right, but you still kind of, you may say it or you may go for it.
The symbolism that you're using.
But
that's a whole nother topic.
But did that not make sense? Like, I'm just flipping it. Like,
I think for a lot of these kids, it comes from like the pop culture. That's leading the cool thing to do. That's the trendy thing to do. So I think that's what makes them want to say it more than what they should. And like I was saying before, they're just not educated on it. They just want to oh, this guy's saying that he's the coolest kid in school. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is
Yeah.
the young lady who did it, and we're going to move forward because we have a great guest. As y'all can see, they're giving us great opinions. What up, Corey Van? Shout out to you, baby. Here's the funny thing about white people. Why did I say white people and not white people? Why did I lower my voice when I say white?
I don't know. You scared or something? You scared?
No, sir. No, sir, master. I ain't scared. But here's the thing. It almost seemed like to me, because the young lady became very upset when she knew everybody was upset with her.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother became very upset. And they was calling saying, we don't raise her like that. We don't use that word in our house. It was almost to the point where they became the victims. It's like they flipped it. I watched it get flipped. I was like,
Yeah.
y'all was angry. Now y'all feeling sorry.
Yeah.
Yo, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And they are cool people. You know what I mean? I've been around them a few times. But they became the victims really quick.
Mm-hmm. That's not unusual, though.
The
In those type of
psychology
situations. Yeah. It's
of
not
this
unusual.
whole thing is just incredible. But anyway.
Yeah. Jim Marshall says, she said it's cultural at this point because people are given passes to use it. So is it cultural? She's asking a question. So is it cultural world?
Corey
at
Van
this
says
point?
none of the white rappers use
No.
it. So is it cultural?
No.
Eminem has never said the N-word in not one rhyme.
Because even in the hip hop culture, when you go some of the concerts, you've had some of the people stop the shows because they seen, people that was not black in the audience saying the N-word. And they're like, no, Kendrick Lamar was one of them.
But see, there's a thing. This is such a bruh. They just paid $100 for your ticket, and they know every word of your song, and now you tell them not.
It said, nope.
Yeah.
Pause, don't say it, then go to the next word.
Or skip it or take it out.
Yeah.
It's hypocritical, low key, in my opinion.
So what is the solution to this?
I think
Because they're not going to do away with the word.
No, they're not. But I think when you know better, you do better. I think this was a great teachable moment for that young lady. I think she genuinely was apologetic, although they flipped the victim thing. I peeped that out too. But I think it was a teachable moment for her. And I think if it can offend one person, not even 1,000, don't do it.
Right.
Like just let it be. Err on the side of caution.
All right. Well, thank you for the right here, right now.
Yes, that was our longest one yet, huh?
It's okay. No, we've
right.
had some ones that was longer. It's all good. All right, guys, we're going to get right into the show or the interview with our amazing guests, Greg and Rhonda from Revive. So tonight's topic is, can being in business with your spouse challenge your marriage? So, guys, welcome. You are the owners of Revive. Can you tell us a little bit about your event space and where it's located? Of course, we know where it's located at, but for our listeners, yeah, put it out there.
You want to go, Greg?
It's all you.
It's all me. It's all me, baby. Yeah, so Revive venue located on 729 Philadelphia Pike in Wilmington, Delaware. And pretty much the mission behind Revive was for give the community an opportunity to come in and host their own events, as well as allowing it to be a launching pad for entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. That was really my main, our main mission was for entrepreneurs to have a place to launch out. For example, how Rebirth was able to do their live, and how we had the Under the Influence come through now to do their to do our gathering, and also to rather you want to launch out your clothing line and things like that. Whatever it was, entrepreneur really giving life to your dream.
Okay.
That's the mission. And so it's more like a threefold over there too, because again, the community can come in and collaborate, or they can host their own private events.
All right.
So what was the idea behind the name Revive?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Rhonda.
So I'm just going to look over here and ask all the questions.
Revive is exactly what it is, bringing life, giving life to those dreams. Many people are walking and doing things, and their dreams and gifts are dormant. So Revive, as you come in, I mean, you guys have been there, but mainly when people come in, the main thing I hear is like, oh my goodness, I could do this.
Right.
Or I got an idea now.
Yeah.
Or because I seen, oh yeah, this could be a good place to do this, and that. That's what Revive is bringing life to those dreams that are dormant. So it really has a deep meaning to it. And you know, of course, as we're believers, you know, with the crown, the king, all of that, it's all purposeful.
Yeah. One of the things that I liked when I met you guys, we sat down and it was almost like you interviewed. You did. You pretty much interviewed me to really see what my vision was and to see if it lined up for Revive. And I think that is so important because not all business is good business. So it's important who you let into your facilities, especially, you know, if you want to get your name out there and in a community, you want to be able, you want people want to go to a place that they feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I know when there's things going on and there's events going on, the first thing I'm thinking about is this a safe location?
Right.
You know, and, you know, do I need to, like, carry one with me?
Oh, Lord. Jesus be
You know?
offensive.
Listen, hey, you got to today.
No, I
you
know.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's, so the fact that you do interview, like, people and kind of see what their vision is and if it's aligned in what you guys are doing, for me, and you know, that day I signed on a dime. I'm like, okay, this is where I want to do it at.
Yes.
Like, I'm good. And it just felt so warm coming in there. So it just felt right. And we've done some amazing work there. I'm so excited because the next Rebirth Live is coming March 25th. So we're excited about that. So,
And just for the people out there, too, really quick, let me just say this. Greg and Rhonda, definitely first class. They treat us so great, and they have everything. Everything is always on point. There are no glitches in the program. There's no nonsense. We have a good time. So listen, go and holler at them if you want to have an event there. Most definitely, I definitely recommend 5 stars over there.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
doubt.
we appreciate that. Service is our thing. When we was on our way here, I was just talking to Greg about that. You know, it takes a lot. It's a certain type of person that can serve.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people come in with all different things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And as an entrepreneur and business owners, especially for the business owners, is that, you know, you got to it's not about you. It's about, you know, the client, the consumer, being able to balance that, you know, but definitely being able to serve.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So, so is this your first business venture together, or have you guys done other things?
We've done a few other things. I would say this is the first like brick and mortar
Okay.
type business. Majority of the other things we did was mainly online.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what has been the challenges of being in business with the person you're in love with?
If there are any.
You can go first, babe.
Well, for me, I just think it's always like the unknown. You know, you don't know what you're really stepping into, and you're just getting out there and you're doing it, and it's time consuming. It's time away from our kids. It's just, but it's more time with us together. So I actually think it brought us closer together.
Nice.
By doing this.
Nice.
Yeah. I would agree. But I think the main thing too is being able, you know, be able to communicate. Because I may see something one way,
Oh yeah.
Right.
but Greg's gonna see it the other way because Greg's position and stance is different from mine. So really being able to bring that together, I think that's the challenging part. So I would lump that into communication.
Yeah. Communication is a big one, not just within marriage, but also within, of course, you know, running a business together, because you're not always going to be on the same page.
Right.
So when you're not on the same page, what does that look like? How do you guys compromise, you know, to get to a mutual decision as to what you're going to do, which way you're going to go? Or do Rhonda just take over, Greg? What's going on? Tell the truth.
It's a little fussing here and there, you know.
It can be a little fussing, or you know, I could quit. I could quit today, this hour, you know, the back and forth a little bit, but not anything where it's you know, for us, thankfully, it hasn't been to a point where it's like, you know what, done.
Right.
I may be done for that hour or that moment, but as we moved in this vision that God gave us, that God has to be in the midst of it,
Right.
then it's kind of like, okay, all right, little bump in the road, but we got over it. Let's go. Let's move on to the next.
So Greg ain't never had to take you down to HR and they have a talk with you. Basically, is what we saying here.
Well, he is HR.
Oh,
He's
Greg is
HR.
HR.
He's management. He's supervisor.
You wrote her up
he's
before
everything.
Greg. She had written up before.
We're all the hats.
Now, is it just you two? Do you guys have like some staff that you bring in depending on how big the event is, what's going on? Or do you pretty much do everything, just the two of you?
Yeah, it's just the two of us. You know, we have a couple of outside vendors that we work with, but outside of that, yep, we're running the show right now.
What made you decide to do an event space?
Well, that started. I was doing my own events prior to the building. So I had I just had this unction to gather people. But when I look back over the journey, I've had that since I was a young child. Like I was the one in middle school, high school, organizing the community for bus trips, written out 50 passenger buses to get the community to go to Six Flags and Great Adventures with no parent. You know, I did it myself.
Yeah.
And so I realized that when I was walking in this vision, I'm like, well, what is it? Like, what is the purpose?
Right.
And so, so fast forward to when I was getting, as an adult, of course, Greg and I, we was doing marketing and things like that. I was like, you know what, let's just have an event, bring the vendors together, get some vendors, business, entrepreneurship, have them come in, we give back, and we have a good time and give a message that someone can take something away from the event. And so we have been doing that, and we would sell out. I would from start to finish in 30 days.
Wow.
And then I'm like, all right, well, let's get our own thing. And now we like, well, my event really would pack out Revive. So I'm like, all right, well, then we'll just use it for the community.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about the importance of giving back, because I think that's important for sure. I know. Shout out to Meshach Stennett.
Yes.
What up, Shaq?
Yeah.
Hey, Shaq.
Shaq did an event there at Revive, and unfortunately, I had the flu because I was supposed to come, and I was so upset that I did not make it. But his company is called Under the Influence, correct? And so what I understand is you didn't have to pay a fee, but you were to bring a gift card for a teacher. And I just saw today on social media that they delivered the gift cards to
the school.
Yeah,
we went to the school today.
Yeah,
yes, we did.
Yeah. So I thought that was an amazing, that was just an amazing thing to do, because it's definitely needed. So definitely shout out to Meshach. Under the Influence. So yeah, the question was, let's talk about the importance of giving back to the community.
Yeah, I think that should be part of any entrepreneur that's whatever it is that you're doing, that where you're walking in that dream, that vision, because again, it goes back to, it's not just about you.
Right.
You know, so then you get the opportunity to be in these places, to do these things, to get the support, the funding, the money, whatever it is, but it's to really, for you to be able to give it out to others. And so that was, to be a part of that today, it was very fulfilling.
Yeah.
And just to hearing the teachers, and I just shout out to the teachers.
What school was this? Was it one particular school or several?
We started with one school.
Okay.
It was Bancroft.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, you know, just going in there and then hearing from them, it was like, wow.
That's
But teachers, they're doing a lot just as a whole. But the underserved areas, they're really doing the most out of their own pockets.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
They're definitely more than just teachers. Those days of just the teacher is over. You're the mom, you're the aunt,
the nurse, everything.
you're everything. The counselor, all of those things. Wow. So what was the process from going from this being an idea to getting the building to, like, how would you describe this process to someone who wants to be an entrepreneur? Like, what advice would you give them? Like, what were some of the steps y'all took to get to this point where you are with Revive?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think it happened fairly quickly. We talked about it. The building came available. Rhonda went around there one day and spoke to the neighbors. They let her in. They had a key. I don't know why they had a key, but they let her in. She looked around. She called them. We met with them, and we signed the papers. It was almost really that instance, probably less than a month or so.
Yeah. We just had a year when we got our key.
I saw.
Was the 6th.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the main thing was just doing it.
You
Yeah.
just gotta do it.
Yeah.
From the
Just making
time
a decision.
From the time you got the key to how long was it from that point to your first event?
Well, we were fortunate enough because they had some maintenance to do.
Okay.
So we had about 3 months to
Plan something.
to fix it up the way that we wanted to.
Okay.
So we didn't really have to like rush into events and things like that. But we started with our own event that first weekend, and
Well, that was in like end of March or April.
yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
about 3 months. Yeah, it was about 3 months. Is Greg did all the work in there.
Greg did an amazing
Greg's a bad
job.
man.
Yes, he is.
Thank you. but when was that first? It was like a 1-year-old thing. I think that maybe about 2 weeks since we opened or something like that.
Yeah. It was a 1-year-old birthday. Yeah, that was the first event that happened,
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
and then we did our family thing.
the pop-up shop.
Yeah, pop-up shop.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it started rolling after that. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that we were talking, well, you had put down when it came down to tips that you wanted to go over was, you said over researching leads to procrastination, leads to no action, which is rooted in fear. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. Of course, that's something that I had to overcome, and Greg had to overcome it with me. That a lot of us sit, we research till there's no more research to research. You want to calculate every little thing,
Right.
Yeah.
every penny. You see what you don't have, what you do have. Who's going to support you? Is my family and friends going to support me? Do I have the education to do this and that? And then they still continue to research. And during that time, really, is you're scared to move because you can't see the next step.
Right.
So it's either you're going to take the risk, really, moving in your feet, moving in faith.
Mm-hmm.
It's either one or the other.
Do you think that like most people that look like us, and I don't know y'all's background, but like if you come from like humble means, and you get your hands on a couple of pennies, it's really hard to like risk those couple of pennies. Like how you guys were saying, like you kind of was procrastinating a little bit. I don't know if finances was like, well, I don't know. We've saved this much. We want to put it into this, and now we back to square one. Do you think sometimes with some of us like we may have a couple of dollars and we're afraid to part with those to invest in our dream?
That's mindset then.
Look at that. I got the mindset
Oh,
shirt
yeah,
on. Mindset.
It's the mindset. But go ahead, babe. Was you about to say something? But by the time we got to Revive, though, to the building part, we had already been doing, the work. I've been doing the internal work.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, again, I mean, between the fear and then people thinking that it's an overnight success, or they want to work from the outside in,
Right.
which is wrong from the door. You want to look like you're doing this, and that.
Right.
You want to skip the process, And but a lot of times with the procrastination, it is rooted in fear.
Yeah.
But when you're moving in your dream and vision, you're going to have to make a decision. And I ain't mean to rhyme like that, but yeah.
Okay, you got a little rapper in you.
Go ahead, Nas.
Not that.
Yes, so you can't be calculating.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to get out there.
It's faith.
Yeah.
But and I think for you to answer your question also is like we're total opposite.
Yeah,
when it
that's
comes to
it.
that. For me, I'm counting every penny, every dime.
You're me.
I'm making
that's the
sure
main
things
thing.
are working out. And Rhonda, she's ready to leap. So it kind of like we got to the middle of that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it is a man thing because you know what? If it goes completely left, and the money's funny. No one's looking at the woman. They're looking at me. I gotta figure that
it
out. So I think it is a man thing, to be honest. No, I think that's just the way it is. Like, I'll be like, how much that go? And we need that? Do we need
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that must be the man thing then. Babe. That's the man thing.
I guess you have to have the vision.
Yeah.
You visualize it. Of course, it's visualize it. You got to do that before you're able to receive it anyway. So I think even with the rebirth, I wasn't thinking about a rebirth live like that.
Speaking to your mic, sister.
Oh, y'all hear me? I'm chilling, right?
Right.
I wasn't even thinking. I'm like, why is he pushing me?
Comfortable, yeah.
She got the seat
And
back driving.
And I'm sitting here looking like, yeah, I'm listening.
I wasn't thinking about like doing anything like that, right? It just started out
Really?
as a conversation that me and Jen we were just talking, and I'm like, all right, well, let's just go look at some places. We'll do something small. The level that we're doing this on, that's not what I initially was thinking about doing.
See,
to be
that's the point
honest,
right there.
Yeah,
Because it's bigger than what you thought.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then when I came, like I said, that interview was important because at that point, once I saw the venue and how you guys operate and how you guys move, I walked away and it was just like, all right, I see it. And we got to work right away with things, and then it's 3, right? So he kept saying, he's like, I got a question. I thought we was only doing 1. How did we walk away with 3? No. We're going to blame that on Rhonda because I walked in there with a vision of doing 1. Rhonda, we walked away signing 3 deals.
Yeah, well, a little insight. Y'all know how I am. So 3 is, to me, it's like attached to it's completion. So 3. And look where we are.
Look where
we are.
Absolutely.
Now I hear that now and I can see it now, but upon first conversation, we should do 1 and see what the response is, and then go from there. And then she comes back and says, "Yeah, we got it. We got to do 3 shows." I'm like, 3? What happened to 1? And figure it out from there.
Shay never even said. You didn't even say anything. So I
Scared
was like,
me
yeah.
to death.
Yeah.
I was like, what? How much?
I had
So you
faith
were
in
good.
it. I had faith in what. First of all, I have faith in the brand. Number 1, I have faith in what it is that we are trying to put out in the community, and the topics and the things that we talk about, and then connecting with you guys. I have faith that you guys will be able to see, the vision out for us. So I walked out feeling good, and we went to work right after that. So. And we are 2 rebirths down, and we have one more
to
coming
go.
up.
One more to
Rebirth
smash.
Live,
Yes.
Volume 3.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's actually called A Conversation with Our Brothers because it's going to be an all-black male panel. And we are very excited about that. So,
Yay. I'm excited, too.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
Greg.
coming up March 25th.
Greg, you gonna be rocking with us, right?
Oh,
Greg, you did this. You could get on the.
Greg said, I gotta work that night.
Ron is the talker.
No, you sounding good over there.
You good, Greg. We're gonna be all right, man. for the brothers.
I want to give a couple shout outs to some of our followers on Instagram. Shout out to Sir Sharp7. Thank you for joining in. Scylla283. Thank you for joining in. Rel Lang, I believe. Thank you for tuning in. And Shet on the set. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, shit, that's our to decorate our stylist.
I was about to say some bad words over there.
That's great, cuz.
So what kind of event can you not have at Rebirth? Because the man was like, yo, that'd be a good place to have a dance.
You mean at Revive?
At Revive, I'm sorry. What kind of event can you not have at Revive?
Oh gosh.
Are butt naked women off the table?
Yeah, they gonna have to be off the table because I don't know what table. It's the holy building over here. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
We bring them in there. We can revive them. We can change their life. We come out the back with a little collar on and get them right.
Yeah, I can.
It's like,
You want to have a session? Let's talk about it.
Now, why did you choose this lifestyle? I'm trying to get through college. Dale
hilarious.
State is killing me.
That is hilarious.
Shout out to the Hornets. on it?
Yes, DSU, definitely. We've
Yeah.
had a lot of DSU supporters on the Rebirth.
Yes,
Day.
we have.
And we have a DSU alumni on the next panel coming up.
Oh, nice.
Marquise,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
Okay.
Marquise. So he's been on the show, so it's going to be exciting.
Nice.
Nice.
So another tip that you gave was you said start where you are and with what you have.
Mhm.
Now, preparation is always a problem when you're starting a new business. And sometimes that actually, that's the biggest challenge because do I have everything that I need? Should I just do it? Am I good with what I have? Or do I need, a certain thing to be able to start this business? You said start where you are with what you have.
Mhm.
So elaborate more on that.
Okay, so that looks like the idea. Okay, taking the idea from up here, implement it, writing it down. At least write it out first. That way you can see it. You don't have to you don't got to go from step 1 to step 10.
Right.
Just at least the first 3 steps. The first 3 steps.
Literally one at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One at a time. Yeah, and then, you move in that, but give yourself grace and space for things that could come up or any type of changes. You may meet somebody, someone may say, oh, I want to give you this to help you with that. These things will happen once you move.
Right.
But if you're stuck in fear and sitting back, not doing anything,
Right.
you holding up all your resources. You're holding up everyone you're meant to bless because you're sitting back because you're stuck in you.
Right.
And it goes back to it's not about us.
Right. Okay.
Wow. That's a word right there.
Mm-hmm.
Rhonda's so spiritual. got me think, say I might go home and write another chapter of this little raggedy book I've been trying to put together tonight after hanging out with Rhonda and Greg over here.
Yes, write it.
And look, she did write a book too.
Yes, I do have a book. Thanks. Oh, thanks.
Shout it out. Look, see there. What's the name of your book, Rhonda?
7 Days to Seek in His Face. It's on Amazon.
Okay. All right. Make
And
sure
it's
you
really
guys go
for
get
those that just, working, work the 9 to 5, which is fine. But you still have other things that you were created to do.
that. Right.
It's more to your life than just that.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that and go through that when I had some things come up that I had were like kind of out of my control. But I do have that book on Amazon, so you guys can go check it out.
Say the title again.
7 Days to Seek in His Face.
Okay. All right.
So I have a question. This is pretty much what most people, when they go into business, they want to know how fast do we think we're going to turn a profit? Like, were you guys pretty much immediate? Because you guys seem to be busy. Like every time I'm on the gram, y'all got an event going on, which is awesome. But did it take a certain amount of time period, or was it immediate? Like, what was it like? I'm not asking your finances. I'm just saying, did you begin to turn a profit fairly quickly, or did it take a little longer than expected?
I think we went maybe about 6 months of just about breaking even. So to speak.
Okay.
So we wasn't in the red, but
That's important.
yeah. But after that, it's been profitable ever since.
Wow. And you guys pretty much have stuff. Like, how many events do you guys pretty much have a month, would you say, on an average?
Well, this last 3 months has been maybe 2 to 3 a week, right?
Oh,
About
wow.
2 to 3 a week.
Yep.
And now all of January is pretty much booked up on the weekends.
Yeah.
February is getting there, but people are already starting to call for like March and July. So it's at least 3 to 4 in a week.
Okay.
Y'all killing them.
And
out
we
here.
getting ready to have
That's what's
another
up.
long-term group coming too, some comedians.
Oh,
So
nice.
That's up next.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
excited to see that.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are your Sunday mornings typically free? Because I've been thinking about this church, and I know y'all the space.
You know what?
I've been
Here
talking
he
about
go
this
with
for a
his
long time.
foolishness.
Have I
Here he
not
go.
been talking about this church idea for a long time? So is it between? My church is gonna be short though, from about 9 to 10, 15. We're gonna do a Catholic service. We're gonna get you in, get you out. Is the space available Sunday mornings between 9 and 10:15?
Yes.
All right.
You
Lil'
want
Queen.
that slot?
Lil' Queen.
Y'all want that
That's my
slot?
choir.
Yeah.
She gonna be
Pastor
singing.
Eli.
I cannot.
We're gonna get this thing popular. I just need to know. You
Yes.
know. All right.
For you, Eli.
Back home, we did my church is every first and third Sunday, so I ain't gonna need it every Sunday. We gonna come twice a month.
Oh, my goodness.
And
And who's preaching?
Pastor Eli.
don't play me. They go my associate pastor over there.
Right.
Now, see, I've changed a lot because I typically, back in the day, I didn't let no woman in the pulpit, but I've grown and evolved.
You know
I've
what?
grown and evolved. I'm going to let the sister come on up in there.
Yes.
You know what? I cannot. I cannot.
You know how they do back in the day. Can't no woman go across that pulpit. That's a problem.
Right?
Thank God for non-denominational churches.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. I cannot.
And so you're welcome in this place. You're welcome in this place.
Mhm.
If you guys have questions for Eli, not for Eli, I'm sorry, for Greg and Rhonda, give us a call at 267-908-3166. Again, that's 267-908-3166.
Book this space. Call them, y'all. Book this space. It is phenomenal. Shay and I we're going into our third event there, and again, first class, first rate, man. And as you can see, they're cool young black folk out here getting this cheese. Let's support.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How supportive has your family and friends been surrounding, you know, your venture? Because not everybody share, and that's one thing. When you have a vision of doing something, everybody don't share that same vision, and sometimes, you know, you can get unsolicited feedback and comments that you may not have requested that is negative, you know, and sometimes people kind of lean into it, and they will, you won't be doing anything because you're scared and you're listening to everybody else's stuff. So how did you guys work around that, if there was any feedback at all?
Well, I mean, excuse me. If there was anything that I felt like a family or friend wasn't moving correctly, I would go to Greg. However, I will say that I'm not where I used to be as far as looking at family and friends. I don't really look at them. My expectation in them is at 0, and they know that.
Okay. All right. Period.
Let's be clear.
My expectation in them is 0.
Okay.
We can't hold them, excuse me, guys, we can't hold them to understand a vision or understand what we're doing. And you definitely can't go to family and friends for feedback and direction. They never did it.
Right.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
hardest part.
Right.
They didn't do it.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
have okay, this is my job, end all be all, you can't go to them talking about you living out your dream, because they're going to think you know,
Yeah.
this is the road that's chosen.
Yeah.
So I've learned I don't ask them nothing.
So what?
Rhonda said, hold on, Shay.
With
Let's go back a second.
I'm trying to save it right now. You
Okay, go ahead. Go
stop
ahead.
right now. Go ahead.
Rhonda said, my expectations is 0.
Yeah, 0. And that's for somebody catch that 0. You have expectations on people, 0.
Like, tell us how you really feel.
Yo.
So with that being said, did you guys have someone that mentored you through this event planning? Because I know event planning is actually really huge now, especially amongst the Black community, especially in Philadelphia. I know a few, probably more than 8 people I know personally that is doing that in Philadelphia, and they have really great success. Did you consult with someone else about how to do this, or you guys just learn from the ground up?
Yeah, it was just
It's
us.
us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learn as we go.
Okay.
Learn as
Okay.
we go, because the way, I mean, you can have a mentor in this, you know, in any field. We personally, we don't. It's just us and God, of course. But yeah, we learned as we went ahead.
Yeah. And sometimes, honestly, because you are married, I think that's probably the best to keep outside, you know, influence. And that also helps because I think that could be challenging when you're married and you're in business, and then there's like a third party that's in
Right.
there that can
Right.
possibly divide you. So, yeah. And I said event planning. I meant to say event space. Rent,
Yeah.
getting your own
Yep.
event space.
Yeah.
So,
And to piggyback off of that, like Shea said, there are a lot of these spaces, even here locally, they're popping up everywhere. How does I keep saying, getting ready to say Rebirth? How does Revive?
because Rebirth about to get one.
yes. There we go.
That's why
There
you're
we
saying
go.
it.
Speaking into existence.
Amen.
But talk to me first. No.
She gonna sign and come back.
Oh yeah, I got the building.
Right.
3,000
right.
square feet. You made me forget. Okay, hold on. Oh, so how does Revive, with all the event spaces that are popping up all around, how does Revive stay at the forefront? What I know what you give to us, but tell the people like why they should choose you over
Yeah.
all these other spaces that are popping up around.
I think you touched on it earlier. It's just service. Serving. The service is top notch, next to none. And when you come there, everything is going to be 5-star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all got great lemon drops too.
Yeah.
That too.
Shout out to our star tenders.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I definitely would say that, because I'm telling you, if customer service ain't good, I don't care what. Think about when you go to McDonald's versus going to Chick-fil-A. Okay, I like Chick-fil-A. I don't eat at McDonald's, but every now and then, my sons might want what did you call those? The ice cream thing.
I can't eat dairy. I don't get into all
I
that.
forgot what's the name of it. A McFlurry. They might want a McFlurry. You go to Chick-fil-A and you order something and it's, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, my pleasure, right? You go to McDonald's, huh? What you say you want? I'm like, and I get so turned off. Like, there's a couple times I actually pulled off because I'm like, I can't do this, But the service is so important, and I think that is the one thing that you guys definitely have down pat. Even if things were stressed, which I don't think we stressed y'all. I don't think we stressed y'all out. But even if things got we would have never known it because you didn't show that. You worked very well under pressure. Yeah, I mean, it was just great service both times, and I expected again. The third time.
It's smooth.
It's very smooth.
It's very smooth and easy. I've never been, even events. I just had a birthday party, and at an event space down south, but it was not easy. They were awesome, but it's just it was a lot more work than when we hook up with you guys. It just seemed like to kind of just flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I think the difference too is that we enjoy it, and we're not. I don't know how to say this, but we're not in it really. We're not in it for the money either. Like, this is what I like to do. I like being around people. I like gathering. We gather at home. That money stuff will come, and that's just an added benefit to it.
Right.
But we're not in it for that.
Yeah.
I think that goes back to the mission, the why, and the purpose.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I won't believe you until you let us get this last joint for free. Then,
You know what?
as my mama say,
if I could,
as my mama say, you got to show me.
but you know what?
I'm kidding,
I know,
Rhonda,
I
I'm
know.
kidding.
Pay him no mind.
The overhead.
Do not pay. Anyway.
And if Rhonda would have said okay, then you would
He
be saying that then.
He tried to. Shout out to Sherry. Hi, Mona. Thank you for tuning in. Mona says customer service is key. It is absolutely key, and it's absolutely important.
Well,
so how
Jen
do you
says
guys?
that Greg makes some letters under pressure.
Oh, yeah, Greg made
he
all them
does.
letters.
Yes, he definitely does. How do you deal with a difficult client? Because I know everybody hasn't been as smooth as Eli and I have been.
It's not possible. It's not
So
possible.
how do you deal with someone that's coming in and, you guys got it all under control, but they still want to come in. They want to come in 3 or 4 times and make sure this, or they want to change things, or, they just still trying to have control over that.
Yeah.
How do you guys handle them?
That's Rhonda. She's the administrator.
Now I'm administration.
That's one of the hats she wears.
Okay, Ms. Rhonda.
Well, I'm kind of I'm a head-on type of person. I am.
I believe you.
So,
Based upon what you said earlier, 0. You ain't gotta convince me, Ron. I'm with you.
So, you know, if you're difficult, then you know, I guess it's the reason to like that control thing. So I got to bring them back.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hire us to do X, Y, and Z?
Right.
Okay, so can you allow us to do X, Y, and Z?
Right.
Or figuring out what is it that you need to see, so I can let you see this, so that you can get out of our way, so that we can show up at 100% for you, especially since you spent your money here.
Absolutely.
You paid for me to do this. You paid for that. You paid for that. Allow us to do it. Take your hand off of it. And that's hard for people.
Yeah, it is hard. It is definitely hard for people. And, you know, that was a good way to put it, because I probably would have been like,
Yeah, and then people
would you
get-
like to do this yourself?
and people get nervous. They're nervous and things like that. I mean, it still goes back to meeting them where they are.
Right.
You're not going to put your nervousness on me. Okay, and for you guys out there that want to plan your 40th, 50th, 30th birthday, allow wherever you go, whether it's with Revive or whomever, write your list out, you know, make a plan, get your money together, you know, and then allow them to do what, you know, get what you paid for.
Yeah.
Right.
Get what you paid for. Stay out. All that showing up, trying to see it, and this and that, and or you know, gotta talk to this person. And also too, if people are too difficult, I'm not going to recommend you to my vendors, because at that point, again, it's not worth the money. I'd rather you go somewhere else,
Right.
Because we don't need it.
Yeah.
It's too much of a headache, and I'm not going to put that on ourselves or our people that's with us.
We got a question from Corey Van. Corey says, what are some of the biggest issues you've had with customers? Grace, I'm going to throw that back over to
Yeah, she dealt with the customers.
Actually, all of our customers have been clients have been amazing. All of them. Some of them had their little nuances, their little things going on, but most of them have been good.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would say, the main thing would be at the end of the event, the cleaning up.
Okay.
Everyone doesn't clean up the same. Everyone's cleanliness is not the same as yours. That's just, it is what it is. But, you know, I think that just goes along with that, within that industry.
Right.
With having a space.
Right.
Those are the things, like, you gotta, you know, clean up, and just, you know, I clean up.
Yeah.
You know, I do our toilet. You know, I get down as the owner. I do the stuff.
Right. Right.
You know, it's like, you know. Yeah.
And mind you, the bathroom is always clean, by the way.
Yes, it is.
I just want to say that.
Thank you.
It is. It is always clean. Corey had another question. He says, it was here. I don't know where it happened. Oh, he said, has there ever been a time where you had to refund a customer's money, rather if it wasn't the right
Like,
thing that
I'm
you
just not going to work with you. Here's your money back. God bless y'all.
Not under those I have done it, but it wasn't under that circumstance. What happened, I had a lady come in that happened to be in the area, and she just fell in love with the space, and she wanted to do something for her child, like a sweet 16 or something like that. And she went home and did whatever she had to do, but she left her deposit. Now, we don't do any refunds. We don't, because of the nature of the business. Again, this is for the community.
Right.
We're here for you guys. We don't have to do this. Me and my husband are set. We don't really have to do this, you know? So that's why I said the money is not an issue for us. But we don't do refunds. But when she explained about, I knew when she came in that she kind of still was a little bit hesitant because of whatever she had going on. But she just, as a mom, really wanted to do this for her daughter. You know, a single mom, and whatever happened. But she ended up calling and asking for the refund. And I'm like, I'll go to Greg. I'm like, Greg, you know we don't do no refunds. But then at that moment, I'm like, you know what, this is not even worth
Yeah.
It's not worth the bad review. It's not worth her not being able to pay another bill. See, you don't know what everybody's
right.
stuff is attached to.
Right.
So I refunded her, and
Good
she
for
was
you.
happy.
And
Good for
you know
you.
what? Just hearing you say that, like
Yeah.
that, like most people who are in business, they don't even think beyond what benefits them. Like how you just thought, well, we don't know her situation. What could be the fact that you even, and she could have not had any, but the fact that you thought about that, that says a lot about like, well, that means probably Greg too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that says a lot about you guys. Like that's pretty dope. I definitely could commend you on that, man. I've never heard anybody in business to make money or in business period say anything like that.
And it's important, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, where it might have been a loss, it duplicates somewhere else. Somebody else probably came
Yeah,
through the door.
because
that,
right that same day, not knowing somebody else booked. When I gave, like, as soon as I gave her that refund, I had like 2 or 3 other people come in and leave a deposit.
Wow.
See,
Yep.
that's the thing when you're,
Yep.
I do it God's way.
Yep,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, speaking of God's way, Greg,
Not this church
What's
thing
up, Pastor?
again.
I just want to bring something back, Greg. Greg, can you make Pentecostal
can't
in all
with
them
him.
letters and it's a lot of letters, I know. And Church of God in Christ, I need all that.
You know what?
I don't want Koji. I don't want the acronym. I want the word,
The whole name. Right?
the whole thing. So, Greg, we'll talk off air. Don't worry.
Okay, you know what? I can't with him.
That is funny.
We're
Yeah,
gonna take all Greg letters.
absolutely.
We're gonna take every letter.
Absolutely. This has been very informative. It has been a great interview. And I'm so glad that you guys joined us for our first show in 2023.
Yeah, bring it in right.
Kick it off.
Yes, you did an amazing job. As we're closing out the show, is there anything you would like to leave the audience with? Rather it's anything personal, business, whatever you got going on. We'll start with you, Greg.
But yeah. Just to reiterate what we spoke about earlier is, if you just have an idea, just to get out and do it. We did it in such a short notice and such a short time. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. We learned and grow as we go.
Yeah.
So I just want to just say that again. Even if you're, get over that fear, get out, do it. If you're married, makes it a lot more easier. You got 2 people working on it, same vision, same goals. That's about it.
Awesome. All
That's
right.
good. That's good, babe. Go ahead, babe. Oh, God.
Greg, get ready for the panel. Greg, panel ready.
Or pulpit.
yeah.
You got to get them letters though first. You got to all 32 of them.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this was good. I definitely would piggyback off of that as far as just move on the vision. Write it out, make it plain. At least the first 3 steps. We don't need all 10,
Right.
and it's literally one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
'Cause as you move, then things will start to open up for you. But when we sit and wait, we're holding up so many other people. Say we wouldn't have opened. It was our Rebirth.
Right.
Where would Rebirth
at
have
that.
done their event at?
Battery Park. Illegally at that. No permits or nothing. But anyway, thank God for y'all.
Yeah.
Thank God you weren't a procrastinator.
Yes.
We might have owed the county a
I
fine.
can't with him.
The county might have fined us out there.
Battery park illegally.
But yeah, that's like we tend to just sit, wait. Next year, I'm gonna wait till I get this. I'll wait till I get that. No, what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
Only you can do what you have been created to do. There's enough room for you. There's enough room for all of us to do what we need to do.
Yo, I'm sorry. We just got a comment from Corey. Corey says, I think I might quit my job tomorrow and sell paparazzi jewelry with my wife.
Do it as a family. You see
Hey,
you see the
listen.
proof in the pudding.
Listen, Corey, if that's what you decide that you want to do, yes, you
Go ahead
can
and
do
do
that.
it.
But add to that. Add you and your wife's story, whatever it is that you're doing or what other gifts and talents you have, just add to that and allow the jewelry to be the end step. Yeah, I could teach Corey how to funnel all that through.
All right, Corey, you hear that, right? This was an awesome show, awesome topic. And I have to say, because I truly love supporting Black-owned businesses, and sometimes we get a bad rap because sometimes there are some businesses out there that just need to work on some things. So, I encourage our Black-owned business to show up. People will support, the community will support, but you have to have good customer service. You have to make sure that you follow through. Good customer service and following through.
Be Chick-fil-A and not McDonald's.
You know
what? It is so important.
It's really that simple.
I actually have a shirt on that's from a local Black-owned called Time Lux, and the shirt says Mindset. You can follow them on Instagram. I think they have a couple nice hoodies and T-shirts out there that have some positive messages on it. So shout out to Time Lux, and you can follow them on Instagram. And Revive.
Yes.
Where can they follow you guys at?
Revive_302 on Instagram, and Facebook is Revive Venue. And and we're servicing everybody.
Yes.
We got everybody coming through, not just us, but everybody.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, that's good.
I love it.
Absolutely.
We loving it. We're loving it.
Yes.
Can I just say before we get off the air, every once in a while, we've had a few people on here that, like, when they're here talking about whatever our topic is, and I feel inspired. Every once in a while I think, like, you know what? I took something from that. And then most of the time we just in here cutting up. But we're trying to be informative. However, this is another one of those.
You're in here cutting up.
Well, if you don't stop me,
go
you
ahead.
cutting up too then. Monkeys play in the cage together. But anyway, but this is one of those nights where, like, I feel like inspired. So thank y'all for that.
You're welcome.
Definitely.
Good.
I need
Thanks
that off
for
the top.
having us. Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks
no
for
doubt.
having us.
Good. That's a good way to start off 2023. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. You have been listening to The Rebirth on Philly Jams 95.3 FM. Make sure you tune in every Monday night at 7 p.m. We are here, and we are back. And we have some amazing guests that is coming up in the next few weeks.
Yes.
Also, make sure you go to rebirth.com. Check out the new website. We have some Rebirth apparel on there. You're going to be able to buy your Rebirth Live Volume 3 tickets on there, and there's going to be some classes that you guys are going to be able to join and take. A couple of months ago, I did a group with Michelle Washington called Healing Her. That is going to be taking place again. You're actually going to be able to access that live virtually as well as we're going to do it in person. So make sure you follow us, rebirthu.com. Also follow us on Instagram, rebirth_radio, and Philly Jams on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. And until next Monday, have a blessed night.
Peace.